In this video, I want to show you how I do my quick compositings, and that is making use of blend modes. And the blend modes allow me to keep the original shadows in a photo like this that has been made in a photo studio. So I want to place this Greek or Roman goddess into this hall. So the basic workflow is the same as the one I have shown you in another video. So first I create a duplicate layer and a contrast layer just to have the mask visible later on. And now I already place the new background. So I activate the move tool, click here into the image, drag up to the tab, drag down to the image, hold down shift and release the mouse button and drag this one below the upper layer. And the upper layer we only need for creating our selection, because the trick here is to use a blend mode to merge the photo and the background. For this I can temporarily deactivate the upper layer and deactivate the helping layer, and now you have to choose the correct blend mode. And you can do it by try and error, by just scrolling through the blend modes until you find the right one. And because the image was taken with a gray background, with a mid-gray, you will most of the time land here, overlay, soft lay or hard light. In this case, I like the hard light option, and let's activate it and leave it like that. You see, here we have the shadows, the original shadows from the studio photo, and you also see that the goddess seems to be like semi-transparent. And yeah, that's okay for a goddess, I think, but that's not what we want. The advantage is that this overlay in hard light mode also affects the colors and the tonal values of the model, so that the model better fits to the new background. And I want to make use of that. But in order to get rid of all the details over the model, we have to blur where the model is. And now comes the duplicate layer in, but only after you converted the hard light layer into a smart object. So right click and then convert to smart object. And now we can add a filter to blur the model, but for the blurring we need a mask, and we create the mask here from the duplicate layer, not with the one-click background removal, because we don't need a mask, we need a selection. And for that I click on select subject. So now we have the model selected. You see the stuff is not selected, but that's okay. That we can fix in a minute. Then I hide the upper layer, go down to the background layer, that is a smart object. And now I can blur this layer by using any blur filter. I use the Gaussian blur here with a high radius, and you see it makes boom, and the model is visible again because all the details have been blurred. And you also see a slight color shift here on the arm and so on, and that looks more convincing as if you just have masked here the duplicate layer we created in the first step. But if you now look closely, we can see through the stuff, but that is easily fixed. Just choose a brush, a round brush here from the fur and hair panel. Maybe this one here could fit from the size, but of course the brush tool has to be activated and you have to be in the filter mask. So click on the filter mask, and now you can choose the brush, the right size, with white color because you want to blur the background over the stuff, and you don't need to be too precise because on black, where the stuff is black, it doesn't matter. You only have to paint over the highlights. Hold down shift to create straight lines. And basically that's our quick compositing. You see the shadows are there. Wonderful. Here I might add some glow because of the bright light that's coming from the entrance. And in front of her, I think this is not right. Maybe we should refine the mask here. I activate a round soft brush for that. Make sure I have black as a color, and then just paint over this quick and dirty. Also here, there are some edges that look not so nice, but if you just work with a big soft brush, you can fix such things very easily. And that's a quick compositing. The only trick is to find the right blend mode, then convert the background to a smart object, and then apply a Gaussian blur filter over where the model is, or where the main subject of the image is that you want to set into the new background. And for that, you can use this button here, the Select Subject button. And that's the same function as here in the Select menu, Select Subject. But here through the panel, it's a little bit quicker than to go up to the menu and then down to the appropriate command. Here you just click on Select Subject, then apply the Gaussian blur filter, which automatically creates this mask, with the exception of the stuff which can be easily painted in. And if we have a look at the hair, yeah, you see there's every hair of her that has been originally there without having to tediously refine masks and so on. And that's why I prefer this method whenever possible. But you need a photo like this one with the main subject, the model, the goddess in this case, in front of a neutral gray background. Yeah, have fun with it, try it out, and if this technique is new to you, maybe watch this video twice because it's not quite intuitive, but it's very powerful.